Bing,
Bing bong.
bing, bong.
Welcome back to another episode of Sunny Days at the Racetrack.
What's
I'm
up, guys?
Mark, and there's Anthony with his
What up, what up?
mustache. His
Oh, it's
signature
back.
mustache. Everybody knows.
Caterpillar.
The caterpillar. No, it looks good.
Yeah, it's good. It's growing in. It's growing in.
Yeah, I was gonna say it gets better every episode.
Mhm.
That's all. So that's good. All right, the big news. Here we go. Look at that jersey, everybody.
Oh
Look at
yeah,
that fucking jersey.
$300.
Oh, it's fucking. Oh. All right, now take it off. I don't ever want to see it again.
Now they're not bad. I got Sorokin. I
Well,
like him.
it makes it better to have Sorokin
Yeah,
on there,
I
but
think it's
still,
Sorokin, man.
Oh god.
Yeah, it's good. Big game tomorrow. Big game.
Yeah, big game. Stadium
Big game,
series
man.
against the Rags. Now I know that we were supposed to have a third guy on here.
I know.
And that did not happen.
Dan. I know. We'll get him next
Fucking
time, though.
Dan, Jerry, whatever your name is, you left us here. What the fuck? All right.
We'll get him
but
next time, though.
We'll get him next time. Yeah, maybe you know what? We might not, because after we beat him at the Stadium Series game, we might not want to talk to us.
I think we're playing. I know. I think we're playing him 2 more times after, right?
Yeah, it's like we don't play our division
All Metro
for the
now.
last month and a half, and now it's all Metro.
All
So
Metro.
seriously, this is the stretch
big.
where we gotta have to
Big
fucking
stretch.
dig deep and beat these guys. Seriously,
I think we're 3 points out right now.
we are 3 points out.
3 points out.
We are 3
so,
points out. So, all right. So let's get
Go
into this
for it.
game. Let's
10
get into
years. 10 years in the making.
this-
10
Oh, 10 years.
We were in
I
high
was-
school.
I was at the last senior year. Yeah,
Oh my
right before
God.
senior year, right? Or no? It was
No,
during senior year.
year.
Senior year. It was 2014. I was at that game. It was fucking brick. It was 19 degrees. That's what they said. 19 degrees. It was fucking cold as shit.
It's at Yankee Stadium.
Yankee Stadium. Dude, it was an awesome experience. It
Oh,
really
yeah.
was. And I was bundled up like a motherfucker, but my mistake to everybody that's going to this fucking game, myself included, I know this guy's going.
Yeah.
Don't double up on socks. It's only going to be 40 fucking degrees. I doubled up on socks, and if you sweat like I do, that is it. They started sweating at that 19 degrees.
Yeah.
And then now my feet were shot, and then I was like, fuck.
Yep.
Fuck my
No, I'm gonna wear. I got the hand. I mean, Kate's probably got me the hand warmers. I'm gonna wear the hoodies, thermals. Be all right. It just gets
Bundle
windy.
up, but don't overdo it.
100%.
Then
Yeah.
you're fucked. Then you're fucked as soon as you sweat. Oh shit! Jesus Christ!
No, I can't wait, man. I'm definitely stoked. So it's gonna be good.
It's gonna be a great game. I know that the lineups, as of practice today,
Shit, go over the lineup because
where it's basically the same as what it's been. I mean, I know the Seattle game. Watt decided to put in Engvall on the top line and Lee on the second line.
That's right. Yeah.
Good.
Yep.
But now he went back to it because obviously at that game, halfway through, he switched it back because it's not working.
Dude, I know we're talking about City, but those first 2 periods of that Seattle game was just dog shit.
Oh yeah, it was trash. But
Dog shit.
for this game, he's going back to having Lee on the top line with
traditional
Barzell. You got Engvall with Nelson and Palmieri. You have Holstrom with Peugeot and fucking useless. And then you got Wallstrom. Oh God. I can't wait for Gauthier to fucking be up there. But I don't know how many games they're going to give this kid before they're like, all right, that's it. Back to the minors with you. But and then you got
the parents are going to be like just Dobson and what's it called? Dobson Romanov.
Then we
Pelech
got
Pulak.
Pulak. Yep.
Yep.
And then we officially have Riley and Mayfield, which I love that he went with Riley
love
again.
Riley. Big Riley
is
guy.
great. Me too. So
We were and from our first episode till now, we're like, Riley, he's
we wanted to see how he would do.
Dude, I love him, man.
For what he can bring skill wise, I like that. It's something that the team needed. I thought it was
he's all over the ice.
By Lou, seriously. So, but he's tightened up really well defensively, and even against the Seattle game, he looked pretty good. But everyone was kind of quiet. Man. So, playing a game defensively in this league, if you're quiet, it's all right. It's typically good. You don't have to be shining like Dobson. Not everybody has the fucking skill set that Dobson have. Riley is very, very skillful in his own manner. He doesn't play nearly as many minutes, but he's doing a lot of things right defensively, and I love that. So that's it. And then obviously, I didn't even mention the fourth line is obviously the same. Martin, Cizikas, Clutterbuck, and then you got Sorokin in net. I'd be surprised if it'd be anybody else, but it's definitely going to be Sorokin in net. I mean, he looked stellar against Seattle.
He's the only reason we were sitting in that game. So
yeah, only fucking reason. But yeah,
I'm
so
definitely stoked for this Stadium Series game. It's gonna be good.
who do you think is going to shine this game? One particular player in mind.
Horvat.
Who's going to elevate their game? Horvat. You're saying
he's
Horvat.
gonna come out hot.
He's going to come out hot.
He never really had that with the Canucks. I don't know if they really did a Winter Classic. You know what I mean? And now you're gonna be in the New York. This is the New York market. You have a Rangers Islanders game at MetLife. Like it's big. It's definitely. I mean, Yankee Stadium's a little bit bigger. You know, it's you know, but no, this is big. It's a big game. I think he's gonna come out excited. It's a different feel. You know.
Yeah. So you're saying Horvat's gonna take
I'm saying Horvat, and that's gonna carry on with Barzal. You know, I feel like that first line is gonna be looking good.
Yeah, that's definitely something that Wall wants too. He said it in the post game for Seattle that he wants the first line to produce, especially 5-on-5.
They need to.
Our specialty teams are no bueno.
I don't know what's going on, man. I mean, maybe it's like that hangover from Lambert, but they got to figure it out. Like it's weird.
It's not gonna, like I said, I'm gonna still continue to say it's not gonna happen overnight. You know,
100%. Yeah, no, you're right on that. Yeah.
You're as a coach in that scenario, coming off with a coach that's very, very different personality wise from you. This team is now used to playing under that guy. I mean, there's going to be an obvious kick in the ass as soon as you come in.
Dude, he's smoking them today at warm-ups.
Oh, I know. I saw. I saw. What you got to do. You have to fucking do.
No, 100%.
You got to make the team accountable. But
I think Engvall just messed up on like a cycle, and he just started barking at him.
You have to. Engvall has an especially short leash, and I know that he wanted Engvall to possibly do something different on the first line, but sometimes things don't just happen.
I like him on the second line with Nelson and Palmieri.
I like him there too, but like he's not doing much. It's very much like how the third line is, right? And I know a lot of people are saying shit about the third line. The third line's not producing. I still like the two-way game that they play. So Holmstrom and Peugeot are the guys of that line. Just like Nelson and Palmieri
and you could
are the stars of the second line, and then you got Barzal and Horvat, the stars of the first line. Like none of these lines are complete except for the fourth line. And the fourth line, they have to be because they've been playing together for so fucking long. You'd expect them to be knowing how to communicate with one another.
The fourth line was in the Stadium Series in 2014.
It's along with Nelson.
That fourth line was in the last Stadium Series.
Yeah. So, but it's but the fourth line, the game and the mentality of that fourth line has been the same throughout all these years. And even when Cizikas is out and you have McLean in there, he understands the role that he has to fill. So that fourth line is something that you can adjust and it's still going to be the same. It's the other top lines that they're not complete. They're really not. There's two good players on there and there's just a missing piece on each one of those lines. And the only way to really fill those in is if you hurt the other lines and you really can't. Yeah. So like say you put Holmstrom on the top line, right? What happens to that fucking third line?
And we had this combo like who do you put where?
That's what I'm saying.
You test those waters and you get bit. Like I said, when you're in a more comfortable position in the standings, you could play around with that. But we're not even in the playoffs right now, and we can't really test those waters. It's hard.
Yeah, I mean, I think Gauthier is an immediate solution for the third line. Immediately,
I think he's that healthy scratch that needs to be in.
And Wallstrom.
But here's the other thing: you have this killer. They have this kid, bro, Ishikov or whatever in Bridgeport. Yeah. Give him the nod.
You think?
I'd say give him. Yeah, I would. I'm not a Wallstrom guy. I would put Wallstrom down to Bridgeport, bump Gauthier and I bump up Gauthier, put him on the third, and have Ishikov as like your healthy scratch. Who cares? I think Bridgeport has 12 wins this season. Like just bump the kid up. Let Wallstrom get a shit ton of playing time down in the minors. Like that. It doesn't matter. I don't know. That's just me, man. Like who cares?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, at that point, I think
leaving Wallstrom in the game or putting him in our third line or first line, whatever you do, he's not going to save the team.
He hasn't because he's been in a first line position and he's been.
He's not going to do it. I think he had that cool playoff, or that season in 2020. That was great. Awesome, appreciate it. But I don't see the big deal if we have him in or not. I like the kid Ishikov. I don't know if I'm butchering his name.
Yeah, you're but as close as you're going to get it. I can't.
Yeah, he's pretty sick. Like just I that's what I would do. I would give him a nod. Can't hurt.
No,
it really can't hurt. And especially with a lot of the other Metro teams struggling out. Pittsburgh struggling a little bit. Philly lost like 5 out of the last 8. I don't know, man. Like, I'll play with the waters. That's what I would do. But
well, for the player to stand out, I'm going to have to agree with you. I think Horvat's going to be the guy.
Yeah.
Especially after the post game of the Seattle game. He said it himself. He said it times before.
He should be having the C, man. I like him.
He should. He said what a captain should say. He said that he personally felt that he should be better and that he hasn't been good enough and he needs to elevate his game along with everybody else. Everybody has to elevate their game. You want to make the playoffs, everybody's got to fucking turn it up a notch. But him singling himself out is what a captain does.
It's like humility.
I mean, he's never going to fucking point fingers. Never.
Nah. And he takes Barnes under his wing, man. I really like him.
Oh, yeah.
He's good, man. He's a lot more than what we expected to get. You know what I mean?
When we got him on the team, I knew immediately. I'm like, this guy's our number one player. Like for center, he's our number one guy. And I'm like, right away, I'm like, this guy could be captain next season, depending on how things go. It's hard to replace Lee, but you see how he is. Yeah, he's not like this goal scoring machine, but he plays a two-way game like you wouldn't believe. He finally has that perfect fit for Barzal. He's monster on the fucking face-off. He has a great shot. He really does. He shoots from anywhere and everywhere. He's what you need on that top line. He really is what you need. And I think this game against the Rangers, I mean, we always play hard against the Rangers. I think having him come into this game, he's going to fucking turn it up to another level. I think he's pissed at himself. He's pissed about that play. I also think the Pajot is going to be another guy who he always takes these games to heart. Pajot's a gritty guy. I'm calling it right now. Pajot scoring a shorty this fucking game. He's scoring a shorty this game. Outdoor game, he's scoring a shorty. He's scoring a shorty because Mayfield shoved the stick up somebody's ass. I was gonna say Mayfield. He speared somebody right in the asshole, and he's getting fucking 2 minutes for it, and he's gonna fucking score a shorty. That's what it's gonna be a good game.
Dude, JP, that's my guy. That's my favorite player on that team. So
maybe that's just something I want to see at an outdoor game is him score a shorty.
Yeah, I wonder how it's gonna sound like the crowd. You know
went to the Winter Classic, never so cold in my life. Your upper lip. If you don't dye your upper lip blue and orange now, then I'm gonna be pissed. He's dying it, Mike. He's dying it. He's got to dye it. Kate, I don't know if you're listening, Kate, but you got to dye his fucking upper lip for him before this fucking game. I better see pictures of you with that fucking lip.
I just saw it too as a comment.
This fucking guy.
That's good, man.
Oh man. Yeah, so that's what I see, honestly. I think it's gonna be
what do you think the score's gonna be?
What the score is gonna be. I don't know. I don't like to predict the scores. I really don't like to predict the scores. I'm not putting money on this game. I never put money on by the way. I never put money on my own teams. I feel like it's bad luck. I know people that do that, but I don't do that shit. I don't know. I think
just want to win, man. That's all we want.
I want to win. I want to win, and I really, really think that Horvat and Pajot, the two of those, are going to fucking be going all cylinders, such as everybody should be. But I really think they're going to be going. They're going to be leading the way for this fucking team.
Pajot loves this team. He loves this team.
He bleeds blue and orange. He really does.
He does, man. He does. Oh, my God.
So, say what you want about him, but he's a guy that I would never. I would never fucking trade the guy. Like I said, he's another guy just like Horvat.
He's
captain
so feisty
of his team,
too, bro. He's so
number
feisty.
One center. Fucking comes into this team and he plays a consistent game every night.
That's his line. That third line.
That is his line. But he's good enough to play on anybody's second line.
No,
he's good enough to play on our second line. I think he is
good too.
Yeah, I think he's good enough to play on the second line.
Yeah.
So,
he's better than Engvall. So.
So is Holmstrom right now. So
Holmstrom's good, thing. Man. Holmstrom's good.
But yeah, I think those two are going to lead the charge. It's
gonna be cool to see these young guys experience it. Holmstrom, Engvall. It's gonna be really cool to see these guys experience it, man. Barzal, he never had that. There's a few guys, so I think even Sorokin's never experienced this. It's gonna be really cool. It's been 10 years, man.
It's gonna be great.
Years.
I hope the ice is really good. I really hope the ice.
That's the big one.
That's the big thing. If the ice is shit, it's gonna be fucking rough.
It was last time.
Yeah, it was pretty crappy last time. But you know what? As long as, which I know he's not, as long as CeeLo Green is not performing, because he fucking performed, and it was the most awkward fucking performance we ever had.
Last time?
Last Stadium Series. It was fucking terrible. It was so bad that even the Ranger fans that were next to us, they're like, what the fuck is this guy doing here? I'm like, I don't know. I have no idea. And not only that, the Islanders were supposed to technically be the home team for this game.
Yeah.
And he was talking shit about the Islanders during his song. And I'm like, this fucking cock. I'm like, who's this guy? Seriously. He's coming in. I'm like, nobody gives a fuck about your music right now, CeeLo. You're coming to the wrong audience. So I don't know what the fucking performer is going to be for this. I have no idea, to be honest with you. I haven't looked into that shit. But, yeah, I'm not looking forward. Yes, Mike, we are going. We are going.
We are both
he
going.
is going. He's going to get his fucking mustache dyed. Don't you worry. But we are definitely going.
Yeah.
But no, this game is going to be critical for this remainder of the season. This has to set the pace. It's been a long break since our last game on Tuesday. So this is a game that can turn the tide for us, really, because we haven't been playing that well. And I'm going to say now, I'm not a predictor. I don't like to do it. But I'm hoping for a 4-2 victory against the Rags. I think that's a realistic
I was going to read you the lineup from the last series. You want to hear
Read me the lineup. Go ahead.
Because there was like two names like I think are going to shock you. Like I totally forgot about these two guys. Ready? Here we go. Lubomir Wisnowski.
Yeah, I remember Wisnowski.
Josh Bailey.
Yeah.
Colin McDonald. I barely.
Yeah, Colin McDonald. Yeah, he used to be a bottom winger for the fourth line.
Thomas Hickey.
Yep.
Cal Clutterbuck.
Yep.
This is the guy who I forgot. Peter Regin.
Oh, Regan. Yeah, Peter Regan.
I don't remember.
Yeah, I remember
Matt Martin, Nabokov, Oposo, Vanek, Nelson, Straight, Grabner, Dahan, Matt Donovan, Andrew McDonald, Franz Nielsen, he was great, man. I miss Franz.
Yeah.
Cizikas, Poulin, and then thou should not say his name.
I was gonna say, I'm like, he was there. He was there. Tax fraud, Mr. Tax fraud.
IRS himself.
Matt Donovan. Holy shit! Yeah, he used to play.
Matt Donovan, Peter Regan. Those are the two. I was like, I don't remember those guys, man.
He was a young defender. He used to play with Calvin DeHaan, and then Matt Donovan. They were both very promising, but DeHaan was injury prone. We traded him. He went to Carolina. I honestly don't know where he's at now. I think is he on Calgary?
DeHaan we had for a while, man. I think we
had him for a bit.
2018.
He was a very solid defender. He was going to do big things, but he's very injury prone, and I think that's what's held him back. But Donovan was one of those guys too that people were thinking like he's going to be like DeHaan. He's going to be a very strong forward once he kind of comes into form, gets to his prime years, and it never happened. But Wisnowski was one of our. I think he was
McDonald and MacDonald. That was the best.
Oh my god! Yeah, Andrew McDonald and Travis Hamonic used to be our top pair for a long time.
Hamonic, yeah,
they used to be. Yeah, they really did. So
it was weird bouncing all over the place now.
Yeah. So and it was weird not having Andrew McDonald with Hamonic for quite a bit. But then that was never meant to be. That was like I said, it was another defensive core that was kind of all over the place. Like we had some good youth in there, some strong fucking players. And,
definitely DeHaan. DeHaan was good.
And then just things happen. You age out. That's what happens. That's what I'm worried about for this team. I'm worried about aging out.
The only really age is that fourth line.
No, but it's not even just the fourth line. Are you mentioning the Long Island Ducks? Oh my God!
They used to be.
Yes, John Tavares.
Yeah,
I don't mind saying his name. It happens. It's all right. He's a fucking fuck. All right, so yeah, I'm predicting a 4-2.
Hoping, man. I'm hoping, bro.
All right,
those
so
2 points would be crucial.
So against the Seattle game. All right.
Yeah, quiet game. First and second period, flat. I feel like I could have been the ice. Like he just wanted to scream at these dudes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They just play. I feel like very hesitant hockey. Very hesitant. They didn't want to it wasn't like in your face. You know what I mean? You had a few days off. You have a new coach. There's like no fire under his ass. But Sorokin, and that's what bothers me. Sorokin put his show on. Yeah. You know, he showed what he was last year, like that Vesny guy. You know what I mean? Yeah. Or 2 years, whatever it was. He put on the line, man, and that's what really bothered me. And I don't know, they weren't producing, and the shots on goals were shit. And it was just Sorokin again taking those 36 shots on goal for the guy. Like it just hurts.
Like, yeah, I don't know how many. I think it was
in the 30s,
31. I think something like that.
Whatever it was a lot.
Yeah. So it was. We definitely took up we took more shots than we had more shots against than we had on net.
How they scored the first goal? I forgot. Was it a power play?
They scored the first goal. How did they score the first goal? It was it was a
power play.
No, it wasn't a power play. It was
not
a power play. It was the big hit on Matty Berniers from Pollock. He ends up getting he takes it was a big clean hit. It was a shoulder into the corner boards, by our net. And then Eberle starts going on Pollock, and he's chasing him all the way up to our blue line. Puck's going the other way. We have an opportunity for a 4-on-3. Turn it over. Comes back the other way. Pellick gets beat out. Bernier is already Bernier, I don't know how the fuck you say his last name. He's kind of already hanging at our blue line. He takes off and is gone. Eberle finally lets go of Pollock because they're like kind of joshing. They look like they're going to fight. But really, Eberle's not going to fucking fight. No. They know each other, first of all. And second of all, I think he was just purposely kind of holding on to them to that play, for that play. Little cheap there, but at the same time, you had a breakout there, and nothing fucking happened. That's on us. And then turning that over, that's on us. We were caught flat-footed. He came on, scored. So he took that big hit, was down for a while, kind of just cherry-picked a little bit. He got that pass, put it on Sorokin. Sorokin was left by himself. I don't care what people say. Some people are saying that Sorokin should have had that back. You left the guy alone. Seriously. He was fucking waiting there. And Matty Bernier has a great shot, too. He's the future of that team. So you can't fucking say that this is a nobody guy going against, Sorokin one-on-one. It's hard
to see Eberle, too, man. I miss that guy. I really miss that dude.
Yeah. And then our goal was the Palmieri goal. That was all Barzal.
Yeah.
He pushed the pace that play, went behind the net, took it from Adam Larson, picked his pocket, saw Palmieri was right there in front of the net.
Palmieri's good, man.
Passed it to him, a little wrister on him. So Palmieri was great. He knew exactly where to go on that play. But Barzal made it happen. He really did.
Remember in 2020 we had the whole New Jersey Devils on the team?
We had
Palmieri,
Palmieri, we had
Zajac.
Green and Zajac. Yes.
Schneider.
Oh, Schneider was a backup. Yes, I forgot.
And there's one more. I can't think who it is. Oh man, I think we had another guy.
Parise used to be from. he was on the Devils too. Yeah. We had a lot of Devils.
No, literally, I think it was 2019. You had maybe 2018. Green, Zajac, and Palmieri and Schneider were all on the Devils. By 2020, they were all literally because we got Zajac and Palmieri the same day.
Well, that was the thing because Lou knew those players very well because he was the general manager for the Devils. Then he was the general manager for Toronto, so that's why he brought back Matt Martin, which I love. Then he brought Leo Komarov, guys that we know. He likes to get guys that he knows. He really does. That's not necessarily a good thing because he knows a lot of fourth liners, but that's all right. That's all right.
Oh man, I remember Komarov.
Oh my god, he was Uncle Leo, right?
Uncle Leo, man.
Oh my god. But against Seattle, we were definitely flat. The Kraken they pushed the pace all game. They played the night before against the Devils. They lost. I know they wanted that one back. I know you got to expect them to come hard, and they did the whole fucking game.
I was rooting for them, man.
We did not ever show any sign.
There was no elbow grease, nothing. Just
nothing. So they had the momentum all game. We were caught flat-footed on a lot of scenarios. Too many turnovers at the blue line. Way too many turnovers at the blue line. It was a game that we need to win. Yeah. Should have won. We should have done a lot better. And there was absolutely no fucking
excuse. Especially against Cabral, bro. He was out for 3 weeks, and you didn't really test him.
Yeah, because
didn't really test him, man.
Joey Decord, it's Decord, not Accord. Joey Decord has taken over as number one goaltending option there for Seattle. But no, it was a game that we definitely should have played a lot better. It was a game that we should have won. Yeah. This is a team that is very beatable, and it's definitely one that's going to sting.
That one
even
hurt.
Though we lost the
shootout. That one hurt a lot.
Yeah. So us, even though we got the point, went to overtime, survived that fucking bullshit power play that they were given.
I think we had a 5-minute power play in that game too, if I'm not mistaken.
We had a 4-minute.
4-minute.
Yeah. We had a double minor, and we did nothing. We got 3 shots on there, and was a big numbers guy. He was
talk about what he said after the game, though.
Well, he was saying that there's not a single person in that locker room that is not going to feel that this game was played well at all. Like he knew that everybody had to play a better game.
Yeah.
And he felt that if anybody in that locker room felt that this game was okay and this was a good game, they played all right, then no, that's not going to fly. No. He made that pretty apparent. We got to play better. He knows he even said it himself. He goes, the fans were pissed and I was pissed. And I don't know. I mean, you got to be. I mean, it's
aggravating.
We looked tired. We looked like we played 5 games in a row or some shit, and we just had no juice. It's just like
that's what I said. It just looked like there was no like oomph. We were just like going through the strokes, man. Like just whatever happens, you know.
Yeah, you can't have that. And we definitely had a good push in the third period. A lot of the turnovers that we had at the blue line, like we were able to clean up.
I'm tired of that third period push though. Like start from the jump, like that. Prime example, that Montreal game, 3-0 in the first 5 minutes, 10 minutes of the game, and then you give us hope.
Then we dominated the rest of the game.
Oh,
that was the difference. That was just one bad period.
Yeah.
There's no reason for it at all. But there's old habits that are, like I said, they're going to die hard.
The turnovers in the blue line, the bad cycles, man.
It's things that we need to be better at. And then not only that, the big number was the fact that Seattle had 6 more minutes of offensive zone possession time than we did.
I didn't even know that. No.
6 more fucking minutes. And I mean, the first period was horrendous. Second period was almost the same. Besides the fact that we got a goal, it's pretty much the same. And we killed a fucking penalty kill. We didn't give up a power play goal. That's the only good thing about this fucking game. We killed off 2 power plays. Yeah. But I mean, what do you really got to show for it? And then the shootout comes, right? Nobody really tested Grauber well at all.
Laid an egg. I had hope. I was like, we'll win this shootout. You shoot on his glove side or whatever you want to do. He hasn't really played the past 3 weeks. He's going to a shootout. I think we might get it. And now, nothing.
Yeah. I understand giving Wally a shot in a shootout. Mm-hmm. I don't understand putting him first. I know he has a good shot. I know his numbers are pretty good. To me, it would have been Horvat, Barzal, and maybe Wallstrom, or maybe anybody but him. Fucking,
I would have Nelson.
Pajot, I would have done Nelson. Somebody. I mean, there's so many people that have better shots.
I would have done Horvat, Barzal, Nelson. Those were my first 3.
So yeah,
and then maybe Pajot.
Pajot, Holstrom, Wallstrom.
You know who would have scored though? 51. Franz Nielsen would have scored. He would have scored.
I miss Franzi. I miss him so much. I really do. I miss that guy.
Yeah, he was good, man. He was a good shootout. He was our best shootout guy.
He was our best shootout guy. One of the best ever, honestly, to ever do it. But yeah, the game was definitely a disappointment. Wow was disappointed. I think I'm trying to see because I have. I feel
what do you got?
I'm checking my notes. I'm checking my notes here, but there was something that he said. Unless I already said it, but I want to just make sure that I don't miss what he said. Yeah, so he said tonight we were our own worst enemy. That's what he said. Hey. So, which is true. That entire game, we only lost because of how we played. That's it. We lost because no energy, bad turnovers, even though we were able to clean them up afterwards, but still, that was the only reason. All right. So now, given how this game is going to go, we don't know. We're hoping that Stadium Series game is a win. We're hoping we turn the season around.
Right? Bro. They're struggling right now. The Rangers are struggling right now.
So we're hoping that if we get this win against the Rangers, typically, as if history repeats itself, a win against the Rangers lights a fire under our ass, and all of a sudden we might go on a tear. That might happen. I hope that fucking happens. I really do. But given if that happens or not, okay, trade deadline is coming. Okay? Yeah. What do we do at this point? Do we have any options, right? Do we have many options to give up for a top winger if that's what we're going for, right? If say we're making a playoff push, okay? Say we're right in there, or we were holding the wild card spot, okay? We got 10 games, whatever it is, okay? Who are we grabbing?
I feel like you say whatever, but I feel like we never really grab big names. I feel like we just kind of grab gap fillers. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I feel like that fourth line, I feel like the fourth line is going to be. I feel like someone from there is going to leave. That's what I think. Those guys are 15 years in the team, longer than that. Like, so I feel like that that's going to be tested. I don't see anyone in the first line going, or really, I mean, maybe Engvall on the second line, but Palmieri and Nelson are staying. They're great. Nelson's probably has the most goals in the team. Holmstrom's getting the third line. JPG's staying. I mean, who do you have? You have Engvall and Wallstrom, and then maybe the fourth line. That's really it.
All right.
But I don't see them getting rid of Cizikas or Martin, and maybe Kyle Clutterbuck.
And that's the thing. How much trade value do they really bring? And then who
out
there?
That's when you go to the prospects. I don't really know much with the prospects, but that's usually what we do is we go to the prospects and we just get rid of them.
But and we don't have much of that right now. We really don't.
I guess not. Yeah, I really don't. I really don't know.
I mean, Ratti was our biggest prospect that we had, and we got Horvat. That's. I mean, we got rid of Beauvillier. Beauvillier was a big piece, but getting rid of Ratti was the real reason why we got Horvat.
Beauvillier was too streaky though, so I get why we got rid of him.
Yeah.
Even when we played him against like a month ago, I didn't really see him in the ice that much.
Yeah.
So, and what really sucks? Like, I know it's totally off topic. We fucking kept Josh Bailey instead of Eberle. Like, watching that game, like, we saved Bailey. Like, we kept that guy safe. Like, did that go through your mind at all?
But not only that, even if we didn't keep him safe, right? We can only keep so many safe, right? Who are they going to fucking pick? You think they're going to pick Josh Bailey over somebody else that could have been taken? There was other people that could have been taken. Eberle was the biggest guy to be taken. So it was either going to be him or probably Palmieri at the time, right? So
Palmieri's good too. Yeah, that's what it is.
So that was the big thing. So
that's my.
I know that you mentioned to me that Eberle might be on the trading block.
I saw that. Yeah, I saw that like in comments. I saw that like on I don't know, like Twitter and stuff. Like they're in talks with Eberle again. I mean, I texted you that. I was like, hey, yo, so
that would be something interesting. But then given Seattle's going to want,
I think Wallstrom and Engvall are going to be. I think they're going to be up for it, man. I feel like you disagree with me, man. I feel like Wall's throwing Wallstrom the bone. Like, yo, come on, have the minutes, and he ain't doing shit. Like, the only thing he's done so far was just celebrate a goal that wasn't even his. So, I mean,
that's what I'm saying. But it's like, is that like you're talking about these players that way, right? You got Engvall that is streaky is a kind word because he hasn't fucking done shit right now. And then you got
2 goals in like 16 games.
And then you got Wallstrom, who is a dud. So it's like you take those two and put them in a package and get Eberle. No, there's no.
I wouldn't go for Eberle there. I go for something better.
Something better?
I would.
Who do you?
I don't know, man.
Who can you get for 2 trash players? You can't get anybody with 2 trash players.
I don't know.
You can't.
I really think they should I think they should just put Wallstrom back down and bring Gauthier back up. I feel like we saw enough of Wallstrom the past week and a half. I'm over it. I feel bring Gauthier back up. At this point, I think bring him back up. Trade deadline, I don't know, man. I really don't want to break up the goalies. I want to keep Varley. I like Varley there.
The way I see it happening, that the only option we have is Varley. If we are in a position that we're going to push to the
who do you get though? You want another goalie? Like, who do you want?
No, you don't get another goalie.
I know, but who do you want?
You get a decent winger. Look at Seattle right now. The only thing with Varlamov is his contract, how old he is, and the fact that he has no trade clause. No trade clause. So if he agrees, right? Say it's Eberle, right? You have a team like Seattle whose goaltending is fucking struggling. Decord is finally coming into his own. He's playing well, but they're still not really that solid as an option there. There's no flip-flopping anymore. Grabauer is really not it.
Nah.
They can piece away Grabauer for something, maybe.
There's a lot of teams out there struggling in the net.
And Varlamov is an expensive option, but so would Markstrom. Markstrom is another option. He's like that big option out there, but he's going to be expensive for people. So having Varlamov in there, right? Because who's the other option? Like Jake Allen? I hear a lot of Jake Allen because Montreal, they have 3 goalies right now. They got Montembeault, who's pretty much taking the reins. You got Premio, who's hasn't been that good, but he's young. He's really young. And then Allen, who's kind of the man on the outside looking in. He hasn't been playing really well. So
he's got age to him too, I think, right, Allen?
He is another one that has age, but Varlamov is way better than Allen will ever be. So it's like you get a team that's desperate that has the cap space, they might bite on Varley. Now, I don't know what Seattle's cap space is. If they have the cap space, because they don't have a lot of big star players, I don't think they have big contracts, they get rid of Eberle, right?
Who do you want? Like, who do you want? I mean, who do you want? Is there like anybody you want in mind?
I would love Frank Vetrano, but we can't afford him from Anaheim. But we can't afford him. He'd be an easy fit up top. He's very skilled, but we can't afford him.
That'd be the Italian line right there. Palmieri, it'd be beautiful.
The most, I'm seeing him on the top line with
Horvat.
With Barzy, yeah.
And then you put Lee on the second line.
I think you put Lee in the garbage. No, I'm kidding. No. I think. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think Lee is another option for a trade.
I didn't want to say it, but yeah, and we talked about that too. Even like, where do you want him on the lines?
Especially since that he hasn't been playing that bad. He's still a great presence in front of the net. He still deflects really well. Trade him while he's all right. He's not the hottest he's been, but trade him when he's all right. I think him and Varley are two realistic trade options for this team. And if we're going to push for the playoffs,
in like January, we're like, yo, Lee might be.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. Like, you come trade deadline time, a lot of things don't change. So having Varley healthy, right, and still playing decently strong, decently well against these top teams, he's a good option. Expensive, but he's a good option. And then you have Lee, he's not going to be your top line guy. He is ours, but he might not be for somebody else. If somebody can afford him, somebody can afford him, it might be an option. But we don't have much value in other players.
So let's say we get rid of Varley. Who do you want up in net?
I don't care. At that point, I'm saying if we are pushing for a playoff spot, you're riding Sorokin.
Oh, yeah, you're right. You're
riding Sorokin anyway. This is like, okay, we're going to push to win the Stanley Cup because that's what anybody pushes to win in the fucking playoffs anyway. If we're not going into it thinking that we're going to get the cup, right?
Yeah.
Then don't even fucking bother doing it.
Yeah.
Go a different way. So if they're going to try to push for the Stanley Cup, you got to trade those guys, and you got to get some sort of value out of a top winger or a second line winger, something. You got to bring somebody of value to the team, and you're going to have to trade something that's of value to you. You can't get rid of trash and expect to get something better in return. You can't. I mean, it just doesn't work that way. So, if we're the other way, right? Say we're not going to make the fucking playoffs.
Dump.
I don't see anybody as safe, really. Besides the decor.
The defense you could leave. I feel like the defense besides Mayfield you could leave. Mayfield, if you want to play around, maybe just test the wars with him. You're not gonna get much for him. But our defense is not bad. I don't think it's bad.
I think the decor stays the same.
Yep,
I think I can see the centers all staying. And I can see some wingers leaving. It really depends. If we are on the outside looking in, I think Ishkakov comes up. I think Wallstrom sits. I see Gauthier coming up. I bring up the young kids and have them play. That's what anybody should do when you're not going to fucking
bring back McLean, bring back Ishkakov. What's that goalie? Takanen?
Yeah, the big dude, right? Big man,
monster.
Yeah. Well, you bring up people just to get them some ice time.
Yeah,
that could fucking happen with this team. I don't want to be negative, but that could fucking happen.
And that's the thing, too. This happens every year with the Islanders. We never, ever, ever, ever make it easy for ourselves. Remember last year? We were on the train ride to like the Capitals games. I'm like, all right, we have 3 games left. We need to win 2.
And even then, we didn't really deserve to make the playoffs last year. We really didn't. And then the way we looked against Carolina, it was like us playing ourselves 3 years ago. I mean, that's how we got to play. They hounded us in the penalty kill. When they were fucking down a man, they still hounded us. We couldn't fucking do shit. Their defense was fucking phenomenal that series.
Yeah.
And we have a fully healthy defense now. We have no excuse.
Now though, with 30 games left.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like 30 games it's enough games to tighten up.
It's 60 points on the board.
Us not fucking making the playoffs, is that such a bad thing? Yeah. Pretty fucking bad for the fan base. It's going to hurt.
Especially like
knowing that we're going to have a full training camp with Wado.
Especially 3 years ago and 4 years ago. No, yeah, 3 years ago and 4 years ago, we were in the Eastern Conference Finals. Yeah, fucking hurts.
It's going to fucking hurt. But we have to be realistic, especially with a new coach that's trying to implement this new system. If he does not see that this is going in that direction and we are not going to make it the fucking playoffs, we're going to be like, I don't know, this far away. Right?
Yeah.
Lou is going to be like, okay, he's going to probably sit down with Wah talk to him and be like, "What do you see this team doing?"
He's gonna write it up,
and then Waz gonna be straight with him. That's it, because he's got to make this team what he wants it to be.
Who do you want to stay?
Who do I want to stay?
Yeah, who do you want
besides Sorokin?
Yeah,
I mean, you got to have Dobson and Romanov stay.
No, I mean,
besides the defensive core.
You said Decor agree with. I mean, like line wise. First line, obviously Barzy and Horvat.
Yeah, I think, but that's the issue. It leaves another issue. Okay, so if we're going to now rebuild shortly, we have to get some prospects. So we have to give away something. To me, I don't see us giving Barzy and Horvat as a smart decision. I could see us losing Holmstrom. I could see us losing Palmieri. I could see us losing Nelson. I could see if we are going into a full rebuild and we're looking for prospects, those are the guys that you're going to get a lot for.
That's going to be like a rough stretch.
We're going to be back down to the dog days again. Think about how this team has been. And then you're
banking
right?
on it. That's what I don't like. You're banking on it. Like
that's what I'm saying. But look how this team has been, right? Look at this core of this team. This team has been pretty much the same for quite a while. We've had new pieces come in and out. Yeah. This team has been pretty much the same. Okay. And it's getting to the point where everyone's getting older and people are getting slower. So you could change up the fourth line. You could just be like, listen, you could let him go. You might not be able to trade him for much, but you could let him go. And now you bring up young guys, and you just say, hey, you guys play. You're the new fourth line. Bring up McLean. Bring up whatever. A lot of fourth lines are fast. A lot of fourth lines can score. They're not like the old nitty-gritty fourth lines. It steps away from our identity, but you got to work with what you got. And if we're rebuilding, who gives a fuck?
I like Cizikas.
I like Cizikas. I like them all, too. It's not that I don't like any of these players.
It's just not. Kyle Clutterbuck's been on the team since 2012. You know? He's a little slow now. Matt Martin's winded after 6 minutes of playing. Like he's winded. Like I
love Matt Martin. I want him to retire an Islander,
100%.
But we have to. This team needs to be realistic.
Yeah.
And the way I see it is, if we don't make the playoffs, I think the changes are going to be substantial.
Yeah.
I
just hope if we do that. And if we do clean house, I just don't want it to be the shit days, man. Like, you know what I mean?
We're gonna be in the shit days.
I just hope not. There's no reason.
We're gonna be in the shit day. We're gonna be in the shit days, I feel. But having Wah as a coach is the bright light through those dark times.
I guess so. I just don't see why it's necessary. Because like when we had Trotz, like we got when we got Palmieri, we got Zajac, we got Green, like we got random pieces and we made it work. You know what I mean?
He had a full training camp.
That's true too.
He had a full training camp.
Yeah.
Wah does not have a full training camp. He has 3 full practices under his belt. Before the Seattle game, he had 3 full practices.
No, you're right.
So he's had some practices now, but it's not. It's
not real.
Enough.
Yeah.
But this is like I said. We're talking worst case scenario that this team doesn't make it. That this team is going to be on the outside looking in. And that's what I'm saying. Like this is the team. This is like the team that doesn't make it. I'm hoping for the team that fucking turns on the Jets right now. That's had a lot of time to practice with this new coach, and then now all of a sudden we play against the Rangers. We fucking dominate them, right? And then we play the fucking Schittsburg next fucking game on that Tuesday. Shit all those motherfuckers, and then move on. I think, and I hope and I pray that this game against the Rangers is going to turn things around. I really do. I
hope so too, man.
And if it does not,
it's all Metro now. We have to win these games.
We have to win these games, and if we do not, we are not making the playoffs, and we're going to be trading away some pieces.
Yes,
trade away some pieces. Wah's going to be like, "This is what works. This is what doesn't. You don't fit. You don't fit. You don't fit. You fit. You fit. You fit. You're not going anywhere. You have to go," and that's what's going to happen.
Yeah, no, you're right.
And at that point, Lou got him for a reason. He knows he's going to fix this fucking team. He believes it. I mean, you don't just get somebody like him and think he's just going to be like a Band-Aid. No. This guy's here to stay.
He's legit. He's legit, too. He's not
you know, I mean, a full training camp with a different-looking Islanders team with some younger guys maybe, I think might be something that this team needs. You got to remember, I mean, the Rangers we're supposed to go into a little bit of a rebuild.
No, but
those young guys came out hungry.
Yeah.
Holy shit, did they come out hungry? And now look at them. They had one bad season.
It wasn't really that bad. No.
And then now they're fucking look how they're playing.
That's what I was trying to say. Like, hey, like I don't want to do that rebuild. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we'll get those clutch guys in that off season.
There's certain guys.
I think even like when we got Palmieri, Zajac, it wasn't even. It was like mid-season. We just grabbed them, or like we just.
Palmieri, I think was trade deadline, but
Palmieri and Zajac, I think were trade deadline. I think it was like, I think it was March or April we grabbed them. I remember.
So but that was a team that was pushing for the playoffs. We were a different team. We were right there. We're in a different scenario right now. We have more games obviously to go before that time comes. But let's just see. If we're in a position where we're going to go for the playoffs, like I said, you got to get rid of somebody for value if you're going to get rid of somebody for value. If you're going to get somebody for value. So you're going to have to give a little bit to take. And that's how it is. I mean, everybody's stingy. But like I said, our big piece, it's expensive, but Varley's our big piece because goaltending is hard to come by. Teams are fucking struggling. They are fucking hurting for goalies, man. They really are. And the fact that only one goalie is the big name to talk about, throwing Varley in that mix, he's that number 2 goalie now to become after. I mean, everyone's going to want Markstrom, but people are going to want Varley. Don't tell me you're going to want fucking Jake Allen over Varley, other than the fact that he's going to be less expensive, but he's going to be way better. He's worth how much you're paying for him. Yeah, that way I feel. He's 35, but look how fucking Brodeur did. I'm not saying he's Brodeur. I'm not saying that. But look how he fucking plays. He's very consistent every fucking game. If something happens with Sorokin, I'm all right having Varley in net. I'm not freaking out. Too. That's what I'm saying. I'm not freaking out.
Yeah.
So there's teams that they lose their guy, they're freaking the fuck out. You have him, you're not freaking out anymore. He's just going to cost a little bit. But some teams can afford it. Some teams can't. So we'll just have to see.
We will see.
But yeah, I am looking forward to this game. I'm looking forward to you getting. I'm looking forward to that fucking mustache being dyed. It better happen.
Yeah,
I want to see blue and orange going across.
We shall see, man. All right, bro. We'll wrap it up.
All right.
I'll see you tomorrow.
I'll see you tomorrow, brother.
Hope we get a big game today. See what happens,
man.
Right.
Everybody. Let's go, Islanders. Let's go. Fuck the Rangers. Let's fucking go.
That's it, brother.
All right, let's go.